Namaste children, how are you all? Welcome to today's culture course class. So what we discussed in the previous class, that is the third lesson, Uddalaka's advice to Swetaketu. Who is Uddalakas? He is a great rishi. And who is the Swetaketu? He is the son, only one son of Uddalakas. So what we studied in the previous class, the conversation between Uddalakas and Swetaketu. Swetaketu was sent to an asrama in the forest to learn, to gain the knowledge, and he returned back at the age of 24 years with a proud scholar. Then his father felt something is wrong in him. I mean, some he's because of his proudness he's behaving like this, so I should remove that proudness from him, he thought of. Then he started teaching him. Then finally he agreed that what it is, my teachers, my gurus did not taught all these kind in the ashramas. So that till that we studied. Now we will continue the same lesson. He or the shat alone is all name, because every name is his name only. So he or the sat alone is all the names, because every name is his name only. He alone is all power, because every power is his. All the forms of the that belong to others are reflections of his form. He is the only one without an equal or second. He is the best of all. He being the chief, he is called the Sat, or the true being. Knowing him, we know everything else. When a man sleeps soundly, he comes into contact with the Sat. When man dies, his speech merges in the mind in his breath is in the fire, and the fire in the highest God, the true being. Thus, the soul or Jiva Atma is deathless. All the universe is controlled by the Sat. He pervades it all. He is the destroyer of all. He is full of perfect qualities. Oh, Swetaketu, you are not that God. See, so there is a conversation between Swetaketu and his father. He alone is all power, because every power is his. So he himself is the alone all power. Why? Because the every power is he only. All the forms that belong to others are reflections of his form. So as we studied the three forms of the life, thus all also his reflections only. He is the only one without an equal or second. He is the person who is the only one who is an equal or a second. There is no second, only one. He is the best of all. He is best among all. He being the chief, he is the head. He is called Sat, or the true being. So he is known as what? The Sat, or true being. Who is true being here? Who is chief, and he is the best of all, and no one is without an equal or second to him. Knowing him, we know everything else. Knowing him, we know everything else. When a man sleeps soundly, he comes into contact with the sun. So when a man is sleeping soundly, then he comes into contact with the sun. Similarly, when a man dies, his speech merges in the mind in his breath in the fire, and the fire in the highest God, the true being. So when a man dies, what happens? His speech merges in the mind. The mind is in his breath. When he breathes, he will feel that mind, and his breath is the fire, and the fire in the highest God, that is the true being. Thus, Sat, not Sat, Sat. He pervades it all. He pervades it all. Thus, see here, thus the highest God is the true being. True being means Sat, Satya. Satya means what it is, honest, true. Thus the soul or Jivatma is deathless. That's why this Jivatma or the soul is deathless. Why? Because they are the highest God and the true being. All the universe is controlled by the Sat. He pervades it all. So the total universe is controlled by the truth, and he is the destroyer of all, and he is the creator of all. He is full of perfect qualities. So the Sat, he is the destroyer of all, and he is full of perfect qualities. Oh, Svetaketu, you are not that God. So this Udalaka said to his son that you are not that God. Then Svetaketu asked, Sir, please teach me more. So the Svetaketa is very interested eagerly, and he is asking his father, Sir, please teach me more. Udalaka said, The bees, my child, collect the honey from different flowers and mix them in the hive. Now, honeys of different flowers cannot know one from the other. See, Udalaka said to his son that the bees, my child, the bees, honey bees, my child, they collect the honey from different flowers. Yes, we have seen they will collect the honey from different flowers and mix them in the hive. Now, honeys of different flowers cannot know one from the other. We don't know the honey from which flower it came, or from which flower it is born. Like, we don't know. My child, the rivers that run in different directions rise from the sea and go back to the sea. Yet the sea remains the same. My child, you see, rivers are many are they run here and there in the curved path, and they arise from the sea and they again go back to the sea. Where they arise from the sea and again they are going to the sea. Yet the sea remains the same. Here the sea is constant, it is remains same. The rivers, while in the sea, cannot identify themselves as one particular river or another. So also, creatures that have come from Sat know that they have come from that Sat, although they became one or the other again and again. Udalaka then asked his son to bring a pig fruit. When he did so, Udalaka asked him to break it, and he broke it. So, what is conversation is going on? So he said, Udalaka said to his son that the rivers are arise from the sea, rise from the sea, and they go back to sea, but the sea is remain same. Similarly, the rivers while in sea cannot identify themselves as one particular river or the other. So we don't know which river is there, which river is what, and what river is this from the what it is a sea, but they all are different. So all creatures that have come from Sat know not that they have come from the Sat. So every creature who came from Sat, that they don't know that we came from the Sat. We came from the Sat. Although they became one or the again and again. Udalaka then he asked his son to bring a pig fruit. When he did so, Udalaka asked him to break it, and he broke it. So then this conversation is going on, and Udalaka said to his son that bring a pig fruit, and he brought that Svetaketu brought that pig fruit, and Udalaka said him to break it. He broke it. Who the Svetaketu broke the pig fruit? Which fruit it is? Pig fruit. Now this Udalaka asked his son to bring a pig fruit. He brought, and he asked him to break it. He broke it, and Udalaka is asking, "What do you see in it?" Svetaketu said, "I see small seeds." What Svetaketu saw in that fruit? Small seeds. You see here inside the small seeds are there. Then Udalaka, break one of the seeds and say, what do you see? Svetaketu, nothing, sir. So Udalaka asked his son, break the one of the seeds, and what do you see from the seed? Then Svetaketu said, nothing, sir. Nothing is there in the seed. Udalaka, you are unable to see the minute particles of the seed after breaking it. Now the big tree is born out of that essence of that particle like that. The true being is the essence of all creation. Udalaka asked his son to bring some salt and put it into a cup of water and bring the cup next morning. Svetaketu did so. Now what Udalaka said, you are unable to see the minute particles, very small particles, you are unable to see which are there in the seed after breaking it. Now the big tree is born out of that minute particles only. So to get the birth for that pig tree, what is the essence here? It is the minute particle is the essence here. The essence means needed, required. Like that, the true being is the essence of all creation. So the true being is the essence for all the creation. So next day, next what it is conversation, they shifted. Then Udalaka asked his son to bring some salt and put it on into a cup of water and bring the cup next morning. Svetaketu did so. So Udalaka asked his son, bring a cup of water, bring some salt and put it in a cup of water and bring the cup next morning. So Svetaketu did so. Now Udalaka, you put the salt into the water in this cup. Will you take the salt out? Yes, Svetaketu, I am unable to find the salt, for it has dissolved. So Udalaka asked his son, you put the salt into the water in this cup. Will you take the salt out again? So he is asking his son, can you get it back, the salt from the water? Svetaketu said, I am unable to find the salt, for it has dissolved. What happened to the salt? It is dissolved in the water. Now Udalaka, taste a drop from the surface of this water. So Svetaketu, it is saltis. Udalaka, now taste a drop from the middle of the cup. Svetaketu, it touches the same, it tastes the same salt. Udalaka, now taste a drop from the bottom. Svetaketu, it is saltis all the time. So then he asked his son to get it back the salt from the water. He said he is unable to do. Why? Because it is dissolved in the water. Then Udalaka said his father, take a drop of water, taste a drop of water from the surface of the top surface of the water. Then he said, Udalaka said, that is Svetaketa said it is saltis. Now his father told him, taste a drop of water from the middle of the cup. So Svetaketu did, and he said it is saltis. Again, the father asked him, taste a drop of water from the bottom. It is again, they say salt is all the same. Now Udalaka, now child, you do not see the salt, although it is certainly in the water. Even so, the true being is present everywhere in the universe, although you do not see him. He is the essence of all and the desire of all. He is known to the subtlest intellect. Svetaketu became humble thereafter and became a great rishi himself in course of time. This is a story from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So what happens here is there's a taste of the water drops. They feel that it is always salt is only. Now, child, you do not see the salt where it is there, but it is evenly. Certainly, it is dissolved in the water. Wherever you touch, wherever you taste it, you are getting salt. Is similarly, the true being is also present everywhere in the universe. Although we could not see, but his essence is everywhere in the universe and the desire of all. He is known as the intellect. Now, after then hearing all these things, Svetaketu became humble thereafter. From then, he became very humble and honest and became a great rishi himself in course of time. After this, then he changed himself and became a great rishi. And this is a story which is took from a Upanishad called Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So from which Upanishad this story is taken? This story is taken from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So this is the third lesson, that is Udalaka's advice to his son Svetaketu. So Udalaka, he advised his son about his behavior, that is the proudness, and then after that he became a good, great rishi. So this is the story from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So I think you understand this, and the next class will discuss about the notes of this class. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself. Once again, thank you very much.